right, guys, now we are on assignment 7.1.2, part 2, and this is where we are going to go over that summary template. So if you have never done one before, this is your chance to get in the game and understand what's going on. All right, guys, so we are on the back end of this. This is where you worked on your timeline from the previous presentation. Now we are summarizing the events leading up to the Russian Revolution and the revolution itself using this summary template. So our essential words, what were the most important words from what you read through in that presentation? So based on that, I like to say these are my panda words. So if you're reading a story about a panda, you're gonna have to probably use, the word panda or black and white, or the country they live in. So you're going to have to use those words in order to make any sense of what you know about the stuff. So what were the words that you cannot live without in the presentation that you went through? All right, so go back into your timeline, look at what you used to summarize those timelines and what words. So for example, one definitely will be Lenin, right? Or Bolsheviks, or Nicholas II. Those are the words that you need to have in order to move on with this story. Okay? So go ahead and pause this part and find those essential words. Next, you are going to tag it. Now remember, this is where you give the information. So the title, author, and genre of the section. So we know that this is 7.1.2 Russian Revolution presentation. So that's already done for you. Then you're going to verb it. So you're going to tell me what it is saying. I'm going to give you what it is saying. And it is going to be describes. Okay. And the main idea. So you are going to be giving the main idea of this answer right here, of what led up to the Russian Revolution and the revolution itself. So what was the main idea of that? And this is where you're going to tell me what you got from this. Okay? So go ahead and pause and do that right now. Next, you're going to do the topic sentence. So use to begin your summary. So fill in the parentheses using the chart above. In the presentation, 7.1.2 Russian Revolution presentation, the revolution can be described as giving the main idea. Okay, how can you describe, based on what you read, how would you describe the Russian Revolution? So summary of the main points, which is your body sentences. We'll do that in a second. So I want you to go back and do this topic sentence for me. In the presentation, the Russian Revolution, the revolution can be described as, and give me what you believe that it is going to be described as. Next, you're going to do the summary main points. So the body sentences. Now you have a topic sentence, use the tools below to continue to flesh out your summary, to figure out what you're going to put in your summary. So you want to use a combination of answers from your subheading question and margin questions to fill in the main points. So you didn't have any of these going on, so you don't have to worry about this one. But you're basically anything that you thought, like you can even, like if you go back into the presentation, it would help if I was on the right presentation. If you go back into the presentation, there you will see, they're talking about these headlines right here. So 19th century Russia, and in 1894. So if you go back into that, you can make points out of each slide. So basically, all of these points, you don't or can be points. I'm meaning, and again, you do not have to use every single one of these as your points. My suggestion is to do what life was like before, what life was like during the Civil War, or excuse me, the First World War One, and what led to the revolution. So, like in 1917, as your main points. You want to use words that you had in your essential word box on the front. So you're gonna want to use those words like Lenin, like Bolsheviks, like Nicholas II. Serfdom is another one. You're going to want to use those words in your summary. You want to include appropriate transitions. So these are those transition words, and accurate verbs at the start of your sentences. So, for example, I like using, I don't really like to use first, then next, after that, and finally, only because it makes me feel like it's elementary school level stuff. So you want to use things like although and while and because of, for your sentences. And really, you're going to be, in this one, you're going to be describing a lot of things, so, or explaining, so you don't, or discusses, or claims, or tells. Actually, you could use most of these. So that's going to be good. Let's see. The next thing, include reference to the author throughout the summary. Sure, you could do that. You can say that the presentation states that Lenin took over the Bolshevik Party, for example. Don't forget to indent, use capital letters and proper punctuation. We know how to do that. Highlight the essential words in your summary. I'm going to be looking for this part to see if you were paying attention and read all of the directions. So if you watch this video, make sure that you highlight your essential words. And then after you're done completing your summary, so you can, or this template, because we kind of went through this stuff. You don't have to put every single thing in here. You can kind of build it down here. Then you can complete your template by writing your summary here. This is just kind of like a guideline. So you're going to be answering this question. Summarize the events leading up to the Russian Revolution and the revolution itself. Okay? That is what I'm asking you to do. Summarize the events of that led up to the Russian Revolution. So you'll need to talk about like I said before, you're going to need to talk about what life was like before. So how it was very, very like agricultural based, how it was, mostly farms, 85%. Then it started to develop industrially. Then you want to talk about how Nicholas II and how weak he was of a leader. Then you're going to want to talk about the revolution, or the Workers' Party and how that was created, and Lenin. So those are going to be sentences. It's because you had a lot of information, so you can't just go in and take from the presentation. If you really did your job here and summarized using your own words, these are basic sentences for you with a little bit of, fixing up. But these can help just add, that could be your evidence to your summary. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, or compliments, you're more than welcome to talk to me about it during class. Other than that, I hope this made a little bit more sense with the video. If not, you can ask me during class. All right, guys, until next time. Bye.